In 1984, a doctor walked into his hospital lab, asked his technician to pour him a drink, and swallowed a cup full of living bacteria scraped from the stomach of a sick patient. He did it on purpose. He told almost no one, not his bosses, not even his wife. Within days, he would be violently ill. Within weeks, he would change medicine forever. And within 20 years, this single reckless act would win him the Nobel Prize. This is the story of the doctor who infected himself to prove the entire medical world wrong. His name was Barry Marshall, and in the early 1980s, he was nobody special. He was a young junior doctor in Perth, Australia, barely 30 years old, with no famous discoveries and no powerful friends. But Marshall had stumbled onto an idea that the world's top scientists thought was ridiculous. At the time, every doctor on Earth believed they knew what caused stomach ulcers: stress, spicy food, too much acid eating away at the stomach lining. It was written in every textbook. It was taught in every medical school. Patients were told to relax, to change their diet, to live with the pain. Many had parts of their stomach surgically removed. Some bled to death. And the entire treatment was built on an assumption that, as it turned out, was completely wrong. Marshall was working with an older pathologist named Robin Warren, and Warren had noticed something strange under his microscope. In the stomachs of sick patients, again and again, he saw the same thing. A tiny, spiral-shaped bacterium twisting through the stomach lining. This was supposed to be impossible. The stomach is a pit of acid strong enough to dissolve metal. No bacteria, everyone agreed, could possibly survive in there. And yet, there it was. Marshall became convinced of something radical. What if ulcers weren't caused by stress at all? What if they were caused by an infection, a bacteria? Because if that were true, it meant something extraordinary. It meant ulcers could be cured, not managed, not endured, cured with a simple course of antibiotics. He took his theory to the experts, and they laughed at him. Established scientists dismissed him as a young upstart chasing a fantasy. His work was rejected from conferences. His papers were turned down. One reviewer ranked his research among the worst submissions they had ever received. The medical establishment had decided. Stress caused ulcers. End of story. And this nobody from Australia was wasting everyone's time. Marshall was certain he was right. But certainty isn't proof. To convince the world, he needed to demonstrate that this bacterium could actually make a healthy person sick. Normally, scientists would test this on animals, but the bacterium refused to infect them. He tried, and it simply wouldn't take hold in a pig or a mouse, and he couldn't exactly ask permission to deliberately poison human volunteers. No ethics board on the planet would approve giving people a dangerous infection on purpose. So Marshall made a decision that was either brilliant or insane. If he couldn't experiment on anyone else, he would experiment on himself. He would become his own lab rat. He later said it was easier to ask for forgiveness than for permission. So he didn't ask. He kept it secret. He took bacteria cultured from one of his sick patients, mixed it into a cloudy broth, and one morning in his hospital, he simply drank it down. Quickly, he recalled, like a shot. His lab technicians watched in horror. Marshall stayed calm. He had no idea how bad it was about to get. For the first few days, nothing happened. Then it hit him. He woke up feeling nauseous. His mother told him his breath had turned foul. Soon he was vomiting in the early mornings, his stomach in agony. His appetite vanished. He was tired, sick, and miserable. But to Marshall, this was the best news of his life, because it was working. The bacteria he had swallowed were colonizing his stomach, exactly as he had predicted, turning a perfectly healthy man into a sick one. To capture the proof, Marshall underwent an endoscopy. Doctors slid a camera down his throat and took samples from his stomach lining. The results were undeniable. His stomach, healthy just days before, was now inflamed and crawling with the very same spiral bacteria. He had given himself the disease. He had documented it happening. And now he had the evidence that no skeptic could argue away. There was just one problem. He still had to tell his wife. When he finally confessed what he had done, that he had deliberately infected himself with bacteria from a sick patient, she was, understandably, not pleased. She gave him an ultimatum: cure yourself. Now. Marshall took a course of antibiotics, wiped out the infection, and recovered completely. But the scientific world doesn't change its mind overnight. Even with Marshall's dramatic self-experiment, many doctors remained skeptical. Decades of belief don't vanish in a day. It took years of further research, mounting evidence, and stubborn persistence before the tide finally turned. Slowly, study after study confirmed what Marshall had risked his own body to prove. The bacterium, now named Helicobacter pylori, really did cause ulcers, and antibiotics really could cure them. The impact was staggering. A condition that had tormented millions, that had sent countless people into surgery, that had killed so many, was suddenly treatable in a matter of weeks. Stomach surgeries that were once routine became rare. People who would have suffered for a lifetime were healed. And it all traced back to one stubborn young doctor who refused to be told he was wrong. In 2005, Barry Marshall and Robin Warren stood before the world and received the Nobel Prize in medicine. The man who had been mocked, rejected, and dismissed as a fool had been right all along. And he had proven it in the most extreme way imaginable, by turning his own body into the experiment. Marshall later said that everyone was against him, but he knew he was right. Most people, when the entire world tells them they're wrong, eventually give up. Barry Marshall drank the bacteria instead. So here's the question worth sitting with. How many other things that we accept as obvious, as settled, as simply the way things are actually wrong? And how many of them are waiting for someone stubborn enough or reckless enough to prove it? The next time everyone insists that something is impossible, remember the doctor who swallowed a cup of disease to find out for himself.